FedEx full, we commanding the block. Burgundy and gold, got the city on lock. Hustling plays, they don't need to pretend. DC reppin' strong and we fight to the end. Commanders moving, no breaks, no pause. Hands in the dirt, respecting the call. K-Dot and the myth, dissectable.
Welcome, everyone, to District Divided, a DC sports podcast. More specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. I am Amit. That is K-Dot. And this episode is the post-game reaction. We lose at home to the Dallas Cowboys 30-23. So we're going to give our thoughts on that, and then we go to the comment mailbag to conclude the episode, as we always do. Before we begin this episode, if you could please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and K-Dot.
Stay away from them parlays, man. They've been deadly recently. Deadly. It's just money delete, money delete, money delete. And goddamn, I call it 31-23, 30-20. You sons of bitches. You give them the 1 point. All right, share this shit.
Share this shit, and happy holidays to all of you. And let's go ahead and begin this episode where, once again, we lost 30-23. We dropped to 4-12 on the season with one game to go at Philadelphia. That might be a game where they're resting starters. We'll end up previewing that game as we always do. But our focus is on this one, a game that at least was closer than I thought it was going to be. Like K-Dot had just mentioned, it was a pretty damn close scoreline to his, but an entertaining game throughout. So K-Dot, over to you. What did you think of this game? What did you like about it?
Yeah, there's a lot of good in this one. There's a lot of bad in this one. It feels like every week there's stuff that happens that feels like it's a microcosm of the entire season. Maybe there were less injuries this time than other ones, but that's
just the center.
That's right. Like, big deal. But Coleman went down at one point in this one too. All right.
Yeah, and then came back. But go ahead.
I don't know where I'm at on Coleman right now. The whole thing. Yeah, when they ran the ball, Bill looked like a dude again. That was nice to see. I know I was missing Chris Rodriguez in this one. As far as like the hammer and lightning thing, but Bill did a damn good job, at least at certain points. There's some bad that goes with it too. You know how, like, even last episode I was defending Cliff Kingsbury as far as some of the run stuff. In this particular game, you could see certain times where it was like, hey man, get back in that bag. Like we're it's working. Like you don't need to get away from it. And that goes to some of the criticism I have at Cliff Kingsbury, where it's like at certain times in games you could just be like, hey man, you could lean on this a little bit more. But it just feels like sometimes, like, maybe they just fell out of level, like Jeremy McNichols at one point, or they do this or do that. It's never really, you don't really know what's going on in their head sometimes when it comes to game plan. Also good. Bad Sinnott! Not quite what I needed to score on another parlay in which I lost money, but nice to see him involved. And I'm sorry, was it nice to see somebody catch a football before the sticks and then run past the sticks? Wasn't that nice? Felt good, right? Yeah, that was cool. Josh Johnson, better than I thought, buddy. like I know the Dallas defense is the Dallas defense, but overall, like I was expecting a couple turnovers. Like I after seeing how rusty he looked in the last game, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot as far from a him standpoint. I did know the Dallas defense was going to be bad, but like Jesus Christ, the Debo looked like Debo in this one. Like, it felt good to see how physical he was being as far as that goes. Johnny Newton. I know you're probably going to talk about him throughout the entire segment if you want to. Disruptive. Like, I do want to look at the All-22 and see exactly what it is that he was doing and what it is he deserves credit for. But there were moments in the game where it was like he was taking over. And the stat line itself says, I mean, regardless, as far as from a production standpoint, he did kind of take over the game. Yeah, those are like the things that I would say were like legit. Like the red zone, they did pretty decently against Dallas as far as in the red zone goes. But there's like anytime I'm thinking about anything good, there's like a bad follow up. I don't know if we're sticking to positive right now.
Yeah, let's stick to positives for a moment. Just for the context of the game, right? We are missing any number of starters, right, and backups. Netflix at one point had shown on the screen that we had 80 missed starts by starters, which is the most in the NFL, right? So that just puts into context what's going on. We don't have Jaden. We don't have Marcus Mariota playing either. Chris Rodriguez, who was named a captain for this game, is suddenly out with an illness, which you feel for him because he had family coming into town. He's finally, running back one. He's at least, he's splitting carries, but at least he's the one getting the first carry, right? Like, so
it would have been a good game for him this game.
And it would have been a great game for him. And I think it would have actually helped Bill, who already had a really nice day. 11 carries, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, did not fumble, which was also really good for the Rook. The most magical moment of the game is Clinton Portis is asked to join the broadcast, and the very first touch is Bill housing it. So I just thought that was a bit of Christmas magic right there. That was really cool, that moment on the broadcast. To echo what you said about Deebo Samuel, he looked like Deebo. To me, it felt like more of an audition to all 32 teams of just, hey, this is our last nationally televised game. I'm going to show y'all I still got some juice, and I know I'm out of contract at the end of the year. So just letting y'all know I'm putting my best film right now. So he looked good, though. He looked really, really good. And I was like, man, what could have been if we were healthy, right? And then, yeah.
He's back, but all right.
Yeah, I would like him back at the right price point. And then, yeah, Johnny Newton, for the first time all season, got over 50% of the snaps. And he ends up with 3 sacks. I'm not saying this happens all the time, but I want to see younger guys play more. We got to see Ben Sinnott play more, also over 50% of snaps. He gets a career high in catches with just 3. That should be a much higher career high at this point, right? But we'll start somewhere. 3 catches, 29 yards. That's good. Then we got Johnny Newton with 3 sacks. That's good, right? His run defending, not good. We know that. Can he get better? That's the question. But he shows at a pass rushing perspective, he's got it. He can do it. People were joking, was that Aaron Donald out there, right? Like, it's cool to see the younger guys play. And Bill, of course, with the 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it was a big win, I think, for the younger guys, being able to get some opportunity to shine. I thought the defensive effort was excellent, even in the first half. I know the Cowboys scored on their first 4 drives, 3 touchdowns, then the field goal. I get it. But we forced them into 4th downs a whole bunch. I wasn't really even expecting that. Yes, they converted the 4th downs, but I was like, we're getting to 4th down. It's been a while since we've gotten to 4th down. So that was an encouraging sign. And then in the second half, the defense really stepped up. I also want to highlight Ricky Barber, undrafted free agent. 15 snaps, first time he's played all season. And the sack he had was monstrous. Like, he beats his blocker immediately, gets to Dak immediately. I was really happy for him. That's an undrafted free agent. That's a young guy. I was very happy for him. So I was very pleased with the effort in this game and how close the game became. I was proud as a fan to see how undermanned we were and to see the effort that they put out for us, for themselves. And yeah, the result didn't go our way, but it was a fun watch, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, we talking about clear underdogs in this one, and we stuck with it throughout. The effort was never lacking. Yeah, they were there the entire time. And like what you said is there is an art to forcing long drives, especially against a team like Dallas that they can strike at any given point in time. So there is a credit to the defense as far as that bend but don't break aspect, where you had to force them to go the entire length of the field at times to really get it in. It was them taking what it is the defense was giving at any given point in time. But overall, one of the better games that we've seen from the defensive unit, even though you see 30 points on the final score, it's once again a microcosm of the entire season. And there's you can talk about the bad with it, but yeah.
Yeah, and they had 87 plays, the Dallas Cowboys.
That's
right, which is both. It's bad. You really don't want a team to have 87 plays, but that's also a product of them going for it on 4th down a whole lot, and it's also a product of the run game getting going, which we had highlighted in our preview. Hey, with Duran out, with Eddie Goldman out, it's going to be a long day with Johnny Newton not being good at defending the run. It's going to be difficult. But at the same time, 5.5 yards per play, right, considering you're on the field for that long, does impress me considering the personnel that we had, right? Yeah. So I was, again, it was cool to see our defensive line as the game went on, even though they're playing more, make more of an impact. Because in that second half, it almost looked like the Cowboys' offensive line was getting tired. That's so counterintuitive to what normally happens, but it was cool to see our defensive line take the game over. It was cool to see Von Miller get a sack. Yeah, I'm talking in circles now, but yeah, it was cool to see.
No, there was a lot of good things to see. Can we criticize them now?
Yes, we may.
Yeah, the play discrepancy between how many plays they had and how many plays we had. We were 39 minutes, I think. Our defense was out there.
They were 38 minutes 44 seconds. We were 21 minutes 16 seconds.
Don't love that. You don't love 480 yards allowed, and they go 6 for 6 on fourth down. You talk about demoralizing. That's fucking demoralizing as fuck. As far as the things that continue to pop back up, run defense and tackling, still not fixed. Structural issues that we flag constantly as far as what the linebacker and safety communication is. You get moments where it looks like Jake Ferguson could take over the entire fucking game. Although that touchdown pass, oh my God, that catch, that concentration for him.
The little tap to himself, that was nice.
That was lit. I didn't think that he had any chance of that ball when it first came out, and I was like,
"It's a good player."
It was a good player. Yeah, it was good. Once again, their offense is talented as fuck, right? That's not the reason that they're missing the postseason. Yeah, penalties at the worst time. So all these themes that pop back up constantly, oh my God, you put yourself in a good position, and now here's a penalty that puts you behind the sticks, and now you're fucked. And then when you look at that, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the Cliff Kingsbury run game stuff. Is that look. I think most offense coordinators in the NFL at this particular point are looking for reasons not to run. They like to pass, and if you show them that, hey, you're behind the sticks on something, they don't want to do it anymore. You only have a few teams that are dedicated to doing that overall, at a point at which it almost looks stubborn. LA does that. Seattle does that. Some of the better teams, I guess, would do that, but it's you get behind the sticks, and it's just kind of I don't know, what are we gonna do, and then it just gets kind of off balance as far as that goes. Yeah, that was mostly defense. Short yardage situational calls is still a little iffy. To talk about getting away from the run game that was working at particular times, and and I fucking hate Kevontae Turpin. He just annoys the shit. There's always one. There's always one of those Cowboys players that just is annoying. Mm-hmm. He's annoying. He's super annoying to me, and we don't have any answers for a lot of that. Overall, you just see a game, and if you were to tell me, after watching a game, oh, yeah, one of those teams, that's a third-string quarterback, and that's, a bunch of – and they hurt all over. You're like, okay. They played better than I'd expect them to if that's the case. But overall, you're not supposed to win those games.
I found it interesting, sticking to the bad here, where we would run to the left side on 1st and 10, where – after Biotish goes down, right now Alec Brady is moved to center. Mm-hmm. You've got nothing but backups on that side. Mm-hmm. So I didn't fully understand that, but I also understand how undermanned we were on offense with Josh Johnson at quarterback. So I don't really have that many criticisms for the offense because it's just you got what you got, whatever. I'm glad we got Ben Sinnott involved, maybe getting him involved earlier. Right. I think 2 of his catches were in the final drive or the final 2 drives, if I remember correctly. Maybe we could have got him 2 to 3 catches in the first half, for example. Defensively, obviously the 4th down efficiency for Dallas, 6 for 6, perfection. It's obviously a problem. 8 of 20 on 3rd. Good, though.
Yeah.
The tackling in the secondary has just been a problem all season, and that continued to be a problem in this game. I expected Dallas Cowboys receivers to be open. That happened. But tackle. And oftentimes they would try and tackle high, or they would tackle with a bit of hesitance, and that's just going to result in a missed tackle over and over and over again. And so that was a bit disappointing to see again, but I also expected it. A quick shout out to Jonathan Jones, who had a nice first half. He had a couple nice little pass breakups over there. But yeah, also Mikey Sanders still getting run over. Not a positive. That was tough.
This game, but that was embarrassing. But then you look at the size discrepancy, you're like, all right.
Between him and Javonte?
It looked bad. He looks so small out there, man. Mikey looks small. Mikey looks tiny.
He's physical though. No, I'm just saying
he's not afraid.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's oh man, Mikey. I'm just saying, just didn't look great. That's all.
No, it doesn't look great. But I'm just to shoot him any bail is that he does look tiny out there.
Oh, okay.
At times. That's it.
Sure. So tackling in the secondary is my main negative on defense.
If we cut every safety we have on the team, I'd be fine. I'm telling you, I've been saying.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I'm not disagreeing.
There's not a safety on this team that hasn't completely pissed me off at some point in this season.
That's why I really like Caleb Downs.
I don't give a fuck, man. Like, it's just, I don't care. Like, whatever it is, it's got to be better than what I'm looking at. I don't like the angles. I don't like the effort. I don't like the fact that, like, goddamn, like, how many times? I wish there was a track of this. How many times a running back gets free because one of our guys hits one of our guys trying to make the tackle? Like, how many times do you think that fucking happens? Or somebody comes in and, like, oh, man, they're about to wrap him up, and then, oh, wow, they jostled him loose. It's because of terrible technique. It's just they come flying in, shoulder! And it's like, the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like, we talk about, like, the players that have frustrated us the most over the course of, like, even being, like, a fan. Like, Albert Haynesworth in a class of his own. There's some guys in a class of his own. I always go back to LaRon Landry being the dude that I, like, really dislike. Every time I look at the secondary, I feel like I got a bunch of LaRon Landrys without the steroids, right? Like, they just don't have that physicality, but they just make dumb mistakes constantly. And every time there's an incomplete, and these motherfuckers are, oh, yeah. Like, shut the fuck up. You didn't do anything. Like, get back and go back on defense. Yeah, I've been trying. Look, I don't like to get to a point where it's like I'm just purely hating or just saying negative shit about any particular players or any units or anything. I try not to isolate like that. But the safeties have pissed me off, and I know secondary as a whole, it's hard to do that when overall this season you're not getting the pass rush to where you wanted to get it to. But
got 6
put it
sacks
more
in
on you
game.
Guys. Right? It's on them.
Some of
It's
it was
been more
coverage.
on them. It's mostly on. I'd say over the course of this season, I look at the secondary as being the major issue as far as on the defense. And if I'm like isolating a particular unit in the secondary, it's the safeties. It feels as though almost we have an entire room of strong safeties that need to play right near the line of scrimmage, but then also struggle with tackling. So it's like, what the fuck's the point? We don't have anybody back there that can just roam at like free safety and like get a pick or anything for us in that level. We just don't have that. What we got is Jeremy Reeves, who, don't get me wrong, fucking love him as far as the tenacity and stuff goes. But I see a dude that usually he just makes things worse. Like, he's the one that usually comes and flies in and knocks somebody off and does this thing. Or he's the guy that somebody might have an interception ready. But now here comes Reeves. He's just fucking flying. Like, you know what? There was something I saw specifically in this game, and it's and going back to the Philly game as far as Mikey Sanders still. We have a secondary full of amazing special teamers.
Yeah, actually,
they're great.
Yes,
They're great for that. They're fucking great for that. Like, Tyler Owens on punt coverage. Give me that. Give me all those dudes. Jeremy Reeves, we already know what he can do on special teams, right? We got all these guys with, like, pure tenacity, and, like, you can look at him and say, all right, that looks like what it does to play a commander. Until I got to put you on a fucking scheme. Then it's like, nope. Like, can't do that. But, like, it's weird. Like, the idea that you have a team full of special teamers shows you got the attitude maybe right? Like, you got the attitude of the players right. So it almost seems as though, like, that play like a commander thing, they've got the one aspect down. The other part of it, they just don't have anything right now, especially on defense. It's just guys that don't know. You got Bobby Wagner that knows what he's doing, Will Harris that can communicate, but I don't know if he knows what he's doing. And that's it. That's it as far as, like, the guys that are, like, playing smartly within a scheme on defense. That's pretty much it. That's the end of the list. Yeah. And the rest of the guys are out there, like, just trying to ball out, but, like, they're not thinking, and they need to think. Maybe they do need to think a bit.
Well, so just speaking to the secondary struggles, some PFF grades, and no matter what you think of PFF, like, you can still use it as part of your equation if you'd like. It's a good baseline. There you go. Appreciate it. So the five lowest is according to Josh Taylor. Johnny Newton, and that's because of the run grade. So Johnny Newton, then Mike Sanderstill, then Quan Martin, then Noah Igbenogany, and then Drake Jackson. Drake Jansen. Then Drake Jackson at the very bottom over there, which I've been reading about. Tell you what, maybe a bad game, but could be something. But yeah, 3 of the 5 are Sanderstill, Quan Martin, and Noah. Right? Like, that's just not going to be good enough when you're playing against higher level competition and meaningful games come December, come January. January is long gone at this point. You know, like, that's come November, come December, right? Like, that needs to be improved as we look forward to next season.
Hugely.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the thing, is like a lot of times when I come here on the All 22, I tell you guys like, hey, Bobby Wagner might have had this blown, but that's not his responsibility. Or like there's so many times you see a safety just not where it is they need to be. They have the depth wrong. They got this wrong. They got that wrong. They're worried about somebody else's job, so they're running back over here to do this. And it's like, that's the wrong read, buddy. That is not your responsibility. Why do we have 2 guys in that zone?
Right. Talking about the linebackers just for a moment. Once again, it was nice seeing Bobby Wagner. He gets himself a sack. Frankie Louvu, very active. I thought that was unfortunate. It was a personal foul, just to be clear. I think it was unfortunate because he doesn't see the shoestring tackle and probably just thinks Dak just tripped and wants to mark him down. There's an easier way to do it. Maybe tap him instead of just go flying at him. But that was unfortunate. Jordan Magee was bright again. He was over 50% of snaps once again, and he flashed back-to-back plays also. So it's, again, I'm just going to keep banging the table on the young guys playing. It's cool to see that they're getting opportunities. It's cool to see Jordan Magee continue to perform each time he gets more than 50% of snaps. He seems to get a shout out from the coaching staff. He seems to get a lot of praise online from Commanders fans who are just like, oh, cool. That's Jordan Magee. That's cool to see. So yeah, just linebackers. Yeah.
No, I am now fully in the camp of bring back Bobby. I think as the weeks go on, I actually feel stronger about it. And the more and more I'm thinking of, like, if they upgrade the safeties and stuff, I think Bobby could sing on this defense. Honestly.
He still got it, man.
He still definitely got it. They don't like I will take everything I see, the coverage blows that I've seen against him and running backs over the course of the season, especially when I'm looking schematically and like, I don't think that happened the way it was supposed to happen. And I don't think it was schemed up to have Bobby one-on-one on that guy. So if like I look at that and I say that there's maybe some stuff schematically with that, they just haven't done anything to help him out. Like, it's just, he's out there trying to do everything that he could possibly do, but he's old and there's certain things that he's just not gonna be able to do from a physicality standpoint. But when you see Jordan Magee out there like flying around, it's like, that's a nice tandem. When you see like Frankie Louvu kind of getting his way, like I still think like even watching Hard Knocks, it seems as though Frankie's almost surprised that they still have him kind of on the DN. Like, he's still thinking, I'm kind of doing all this kind of stuff. Pick something for Frankie and have him just do that thing, guys.
It's just easier. You want him to play fast and not think.
Thank you.
Give him one thing.
Just give him the thing to do. Like, and I actually think from a defensive end standpoint, maybe bulk up a little bit. I'm cool with keeping an eye out there a lot. Sub linebacker packages. Maybe you have some packages where Bobby's out and Frankie's in for some stuff, like depending on what's happening. There's some things they could absolutely do with that intrigue me. But like the defensive line play and the way that they played in this particular game, and then knowing how hurt they are. To think that like you had a game like this, but what if Dorrance Armstrong was there in the rotation, right? Like, what if the Eddie Golden's there in the rotation? Like, you start seeing and you start thinking about those guys, and you start like, all right, they're still not where we need them to be from a talent standpoint. They can still absolutely upgrade, but god damn, does that look a lot different if they're healthy the entire season, right?
Oh, and like the idea Wise and
trust me, the name goes on, the list goes on, but it's like there's a chance if you have a healthy team on defense. You might have, I'm not saying the entire season is world beaters, but I'd be pressed to tell you maybe you have more than one game with like 4+ sacks. Like maybe we do take care of some of these quarterbacks that aren't necessarily the best over the course of the season, and not just like a fucking sieve. Like, there's always, once again, there are problems inherently in this team that show up constantly, and I think a lot of it has to do from a talent standpoint, and talent including intelligence, I think, I guess to some level. But there's that. That's it. I do have one other thing on bad, and it's literally the worst thing that we haven't talked about yet.
Go ahead.
No one wants to hear an interview during a fucking game. We don't want it. I don't know. The Emmitt Smith thing was what the fuck. I know that he's got a special coming out on Netflix, so you got to promote the shit, even though he did a really bad job of doing that too. No, the Clinton Portis aspect of him being there when the 72-yard run happened, that was only cool moment. And Clinton's a lot better than Emmett on the mic, no doubt. I'm watching the fucking game. Like, it's the same way that I don't understand. Look, I love the Mannings. I don't know how people watch the Manning cast. It's not football at that point. You're just watching.
Yeah, I don't watch it. I remember watching the first couple because I was like, oh, cool, I'll get their perspective on it. This will be neat. And then it turned into we're just going to have a bunch of guests and watch the game together like we're on the couch.
Shitty internet connections on Zoom.
Then I was like, give me Buck and Aikman, who are very good.
Literally the best commentating group in football, and people that choose and listen to fucking Mannings have a B-level star that wants to promote the sitcom. I will never understand it. Just give me the fucking football, right?
If
Just
they move
give
it
me
to Prime, I would be potentially interested. Al Michaels,
I'm all
Kirk, I can't.
So that's the thing. Yeah, that's that. Look,
Then there's
the best thing in watching football right now is Prime Vision, in my opinion. The second best thing would be the commentating group that ESPN has. The third would be the commentating group that NBC has. NBC is probably the overall best unit or package as far as anything goes. Unless
they're the best production.
I think they're the best everything, probably. Like,
you take Tirico and Collinsworth over Buck.
No. Sorry. I put them overall better than everybody because they are so high in all the categories. I don't think that they're Tirico's up there. I just don't have him as strong as Buck, but Tirico's really up there. And I would say that, like, when Buck starts getting into his Al Michaels I don't give a fuck mode, which is flashing here and there, he's just funny. He's just a lot funnier than Al. I think Mike Tirico, I'm shocked occasionally about, like, what Mike Tirico remembers about certain of these players. Where I'm like, dude, you really clocked that. And, like, he knows certain shit. I still go back to, if anyone can tell me his entire ethnicity, please drop it in the comments section. It gets interesting.
Any final thoughts here before we move to the comment mailbag?
One more game, man. I'm sad. Like, if I could have seen more of this, especially on the defense this whole season, god damn, would I feel so much better than I do right now.
Yeah. Nope. Same. Absolutely. It was a what could have been game as it progressed. All right. And with that, we go to the comment mailbag featuring some sort of video, presumably.
I mean, I got an intro, and that's what the network calls.
You're watching District Divided. Coming up next, it's the Comment Mailbag, brought to you by Heckinger, Murray's, your neighborhood food store, and People's Drug. Stay tuned.
If you're living with a 4-12 season, you're not alone. Ask your fan base about Winzempic. Winzempic helps reduce expectations so you can focus on what matters.
There's progress.
Winzempic. Lower your wins. Keep your peace.
We interrupt your regular programming for a quick update from District Divided News. Despite their 30-23 win over our Commanders here in D.C. on Christmas Day, the Dallas Cowboys are, by all accounts, still a bunch of baby-back bitches. That's according to fans, analysts, and frankly, anyone with functioning eyes.
Introducing new Snowflakes! Yeah! The frosty cereal that's really, really sugar! Woo! One spoonful and bam! You're riding the snow rush! Piled high with sweet powdered crunch in every bite! Snowflakes, a blizzard of sugar!
And now the District Divided Comment Mailbag.
I ain't seen none of that Snowflakes, bunny dog.
Neither do I, by the way.
What? Oh, the alter ego. A-Train's got it.
All right. Let's just go to the comment mailbag. It's ridiculous. Here's Rennell Winchester. Shout out. Love your shows. Happy holidays. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about the freaking snowflakes. I'm sorry, Rennell. I need a minute. What? Hey, when Zempic was money. When Zempic, I was laughing. It meets our
3 or 4 versions of the Winzempic thing.
Oh my gosh! Hey, the Winzempic thing. I, by the way, do need you to cut out. I briefly forgot we're doing a pod, but yeah, I need that. I'm throwing that.
Post-production meeting, guys.
You're
welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, Kate, you got to give that clip to me. I need to throw that on social media.
No
that is phenomenal.
Like
we can have a separate conversation about that. All right, and we will. Rennell Winchester goes, love your shows. Happy holidays. Funny new comment mailbag. Love impact play. 3 laughing emojis. Kate, not your reaction.
Guess we're on the same wavelength, bud. Wow, we connected on like this real personal level just now. Maybe not. If you're at the Playhouse, cool. I'll say hi. I might have a mask on.
Here's another one from the Nathan Perry. Ha 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 ha. This is all caps. All right. It just keeps going. All right. Love the video leading into the comment mailbag.
Oh, shit.
Keep it up.
I didn't think anybody really likes these as much as they're just for my own benefit and saying the only reason I do this is to see your reaction.
I know.
That's literally it.
Well, because here's another one, like the intro, fellas, from Martin Collins over there. And then you got Tony. Shout out Tony OG going, damn, I used to work at Murray's. A-Train is a wild boy. Made the nightly news. Real talk, Y'all are the MVPs this season. Thank
So,
you.
if you were poor and in DC, I'm telling you, Murray's was that shit. Best frozen food in the world, baby. Just good stuff. I miss Murray like a motherfucker, man. They had them goddamn, they had them like summer sausages, and they got like the frozen burgers and the, oh man, that black box. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know about that. Ah! Back when that city was a city.
Big Hobby goes at the 5303 mark, just crying, laughing emoji, Amit's face. I decided to click on what that was, and it's exactly what it was. It was right after the Comment Mailbag video played. I'm telling you,
hard
people,
to keep a straight face. I'm trying to like soldier through it, but I can't.
I was in shock. I was in utter shock at what I saw. The creativity's through the roof. I'll give you that. It is.
I just wish it was like I'm trying to do it where it's like it's showing, because the whole point of this is what the throwback stuff. So that's the lines on the TV.
Right.
Like I have all these in like high quality where you could like see all of them, but I'm trying to keep the bit alive. But yeah,
keeps it classic. Like no, it's good.
Supposed to look a little messy.
Yeah. Well, the Winzempic one we should definitely get in the HD, not the classic.
I can do it.
Yeah. That the sooner the better. That is phenomenal. We can tag other teams that are going to be 4-12.
I was trying to work on me doing a PSA like "This is your brain on drugs," like the old commercial they used to run on MTV. I'm partially there, but majority of my focus over the course of last week is actually creating a new Comment Mailbag song. I'm trying to make it go. But we'll be cool. We're seeing. I'm working through it. The lyrics, I got a hate and love relationship where I'm at right now with them. Getting there.
We should have Winzempic be the official sponsor of the podcast.
All right, we can go deep with that.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right.
I think we should. Jamal Bibishaw Bonwe goes, wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas. May all our wishes come true, especially for our beloved team. Which, once again, a 30-23 loss, but you got to be proud of the effort if you're a fan of this team. Like that was,
I think, majority of the fan got exactly what it is they want. The team playing hard, and you didn't lose draft position. I don't necessarily agree, but I think that's the majority of you guys wanted. So great.
Yeah, and again, but young players flashing too, right? Johnny Newton with 3 sacks, Jordan Magee showing great speed and solo tackling. Ricky Barber, again, I think that's a name, like an underrated name. I want to see him next week, right? Like he got the 15 snaps. I want to see more next week. Does he get another sack? Like I would be very curious to see how that goes.
But see, that's the thing is like, as much as I do like all those things, I still look at like, I would have liked to see some of the young guys early on the season, but I go back to like the reason that you might not have seen them is that they only really do one thing really well compared to another thing. They gave up 30 points and the other team went 6 for 6 on 4th down.
Yeah. Understood.
Right? It's like we're still trying to get there, and like we want to see flashes, but like the Johnny Newton piece and the reason that like he's probably going to be a big focus of the All-22 is it like, as much as I do like that pass rush piece, like that's important to have. I can't have you being the worst graded run defender, right?
Oh, absolutely. And so this is where I guess the way I'm thinking of it is I know that he's going to struggle with the run defense, for example, in this specific case. And then it's over the course of 4 games, does it get a little better? That's the question, right? Like
that's the thing.
No. But he hasn't played over 50% of snaps.
That's fair. That's also
that's
fair.
what I mean. So like when he is the starter, right? Like
how do you develop somebody without him playing? That's
my question,
Jaden.
Right. It's my question. You know where I stood on that.
I know.
Yeah, same place you did. We go to Coach Lombard, who goes, I graded each position for Washington, and I gave edge and safety an F. Every position is upgradable. And you know what? Kid out your reaction.
I'm vaguely recalling that Coach did say something along those lines. Otherwise, I'd be ripping him a new asshole right now. I also don't love that if you look at the bottom of the screen right now, that Eagles fan that made it in there, Coach got something in a graphic.
See?
Fuck you. Like, you're that ingrained in the podcast as an Eagles fan and pissing me off that you're now a part of it, buddy. You're a part of it.
And Coach Lombard also had a score prediction, 37-13. Commanders. No, I'm just kidding. 37-13. Dallas. Player of the game, Dak Prescott. I wouldn't say Dak was player of the game. He was 19-37. He had a couple touchdowns. Yeah, there you go. So I would say it would have been Javonte. It might have been Malik. I don't know. It might have been Cavante Turbin on just the one play. Your reaction.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd give it to overall.
If I had to give player of the game to somebody, probably Malik Davis. 20 carries, all of a sudden, 100 yards.
Yeah. I
can but I also think that's a product of us just like not having the horses interior. Like, we just don't really have the pieces to be able to stop anybody.
MVP, our rush defense.
Is our MVP our rush defense?
The MVP of the game as far as like health.
Oh, yeah. The thing that decided the game. Yeah, absolutely. Because Hunter Lupke went 7 carries for 30 yards. I don't think he's doing that against any other NFL franchise save the Giants.
But see, that's the thing is like you talk about like that Johnny Newton piece, right? Is like the one thing. Like we've definitely had some exceptions to that rule, no doubt. But it's usually been some of the higher end talent.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we don't do that, right? Like that's something that we've actually done a decent job of this season, and like that's gone with this. So like that's why I was like when I watched All 22, like you've heard me say Eddie Goldman's name like multiple times over the course of the season. Like there are guys that like it's just they have. Unlike on offense where I see a bunch of guys that are Swiss Army knives, on defense I'm seeing a lot of guys that are specifically good at something. And like the combination of like being able to pull those tools out of the toolbox to like use them for things could be good if you had like a scheme and guys that played within the scheme that you could pull those pieces. But right now everybody's a little below where it is they need to be, or some guys are flashing in one area but not flashing in another, and you're kind of looking for a more average overall, and it just leaves you just the talent's just not where it needs to be.
It's not where it needs to be, at least in this game. Then we go. Tony goes, shout out Tony OG. We should have called Cam Newton because we were talking about calling Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
Right? So Martin Collins was saying, hey, why not Taylor Heineke? Tony's like, hey, why not Cam Newton? K-Dot, your reaction? No?
It's fun, but I don't like. I'm good with our team not being a circus.
That's fair.
I like Cam. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing personally against Cam. I just he's just I don't quite see. I do actually think from a locker room standpoint, maybe that gets a little interesting. But I also know that when Cam walks in the room, he's the out. I hate when anybody says this, but I've heard multiple football players say this. He's the alpha. When he goes into any room, like everybody kind of gravitates towards him, and he's thus why they kicked his ass out of New England when they had the Mac Jones thing happen.
Here's Martin Collins again. Is Taylor Heineke not available? At least he has a history with Terry. I'm not trying to go backwards, fellas, but we're running on empty until next year. We have definitely had a real learning experience this season, which I hope won't be forgotten and will be rectified. How are you doing, Amit? We missed you. Though K-Dot was holding down the fort. K-Dot most certainly was holding down the fort. An excellent 42-minute episode, by the way. It's not easy to do solo, so appreciate that, K-Dot. I'm feeling better. I'm getting there. I'm certainly not 100%, but better than last episode even. So appreciate you asking. Thank you.
You just need to go back in that kitchen, open up that cabinet right behind you, and pick up them snowflakes, and you'll be good to go. You know it.
Nev's terrified goes, only reason Lando won was because of those stupid ass papaya rules.
Papaya!
Hashtag make Oscar seat 1. K-Dot, your reaction. Claren.
I will say this. Oscar's got definitely the killer instinct that Lando does not have. Lando's a better driver. There's no Max Verstappen's on a whole nother level, but there's not a driver I would pick in Formula One above maybe Charles Leclerc, which is getting interesting because he might be coming to McLaren and Oscar leaves. So like I've heard that getting floating a little bit. I love Oscar. I just think Lando's too nice a guy, and I'm always rooting for that nice guy. Although his words about Trump didn't love that.
What are his words on Trump?
Trump came to the race and he hung out with McLaren for a while, and it's like, I can't get away from this fucking orange cocksucker around the things I like.
Well, it's the same color as the team.
Well, that's fair. But what's the excuse with Josh Harris? Which is it? Are we going to have a conversation as far as that goes?
Yeah, we can certainly have a conversation about that.
Like, does it bother any of us the fact that he's in the Epstein files? Dan Snyder's not in the Epstein files.
But he wanted to be.
Well, yeah, hell yeah.
Not a lack of.
Put it on him.
Right.
You heard about the Lolita Express? He had the Lolita yacht. You heard it here first. No. Wow, we're about to get sued.
Yep, we're gonna
joking, satire.
This is all a joke. You saw the Comment Mailbag video. Anyway, here's Coach Lombard who goes, hope you feel better soon, Amit. Merry Christmas to you both. Agreed about blitzing Dak. See you guys next week. 2 thumbs up there. Really appreciate that, Coach. What a contrast to what we just discussed about 10 seconds ago. Really appreciate that, Coach. Hey, Merry Christmas to you too. I hope you had a good one there.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa as well, which began today. That's today. Yeah, very cool.
Hanukkah was last week.
How about that? Let's see. On to some Sam Hartman stuff. Jamal Bibishar Bonwi. I'm starting to think Hartman is just there for money laundering purposes for the team. LOL. Let's walk through that, K-Dot. Money laundering through Sam Hartman.
No. I told you, he's sexy Dom. Did I say that one pod or was that?
I don't think you did, but I really liked it.
Yeah, so I have this philosophy that Sam Hartman is basically sexy Dom. Like what he's the equivalent of what Dom means to Philadelphia for us, which is he just keeps the vibes light. You know, like, I'm sorry, every time the team does any sort of social media video where they're asking all the players for this and the other, there's always a highlight. You know what the highlight's going to be? It's Sam Hartman. He's the guy that I think just keeps everybody on the same, like, he's the vibes. I remember somebody used to, I don't know what he goes, Mr. X, Monsieur X, or whatever at some point.
Yeah, Mr.
He
X.
used to, the guy he used to work in New York for one of the big banks. And I remember hearing this story about how they had this guy who was getting paid just as much, if not more, than the guys that were actually doing stuff. And all he did was walk around the floor with a baseball bat motivating guys. Like, that's what you need sometimes, okay? You need the vibes coordinator.
The VC. Yeah.
It's just as important as any analytics.
Tony. Shout out Tony OG goes... Beginning with a laughing emoji, Rio Robinson said Sam Hartman is a morale back in a uniform model. He's not a football player. He's first team all handshake and second team all entourage. Get out your reaction.
I like that, man. I think that's well worth a minimum salary in a practice squad position.
Let's go to the Nathan Perry, who goes, look at Justin Jefferson's face after winning on Christmas in a game that did not matter for the Vikings. Winning football is fun. Tanking is for losers. Losing all our standalone primetime games sucks. We went 0-8 with a minus 77 point differential.
I missed 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we all miss 1 o'clock. I want to, and trust me, it misses us, and we're going to be made for each other next season. I want to get back to seeing smiling faces on the sideline. Get out your reaction.
Yeah, it's this has not been. But hold on, Nathan said something at the beginning that I had a response to, and then I lost it. Shit, I'm sorry, my brain's not functioning properly. What did you say? What was the beginning of the comment about?
Look at Justin Jefferson's face after winning on Christmas in a game that didn't matter for the Vikings.
I feel look, now that I'm going back and I'm looking through what it is we predicted, feeling really good about some of the things I called out. Feeling really, really good about some of it, like the Lions, Jared Goff in particular.
Yep. Hey.
Chiefs.
Yep.
Your boy was hot on some things, man.
On some things for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you think... What do you think your best take was?
Chiefs.
I would.
And the thing, I should have went further. My AFC West take was pretty decent.
Oh, that was fantastic. I didn't hear anybody else say Denver, LA, and now it could end up flipping to LA, Denver. I don't think it will. I like Houston to beat LA tomorrow. I think Houston's defense is just very ferocious. It's a nice matchup for them against the LA Chargers. Yeah. Oh, you got the Chargers.
I think this game could go either way. Football's been weird, man. Football is just weird right now. But it's one of those games where, like, if they played 10 times, maybe won 6-4. But like, I really do think it could go either way. I don't love not thinking LA will take care of business.
Okay. I mean, they are favored by 2.5.
CJ Stroud's been like he's been. I think last year everybody kind of threw him away. Mm-hmm. This year, I think if you're really paying attention to what CJ Stroud's doing, it's impressive.
Oh, well, CJ also, so he has the electric rookie year, right, where turns the Texans around. They win a playoff game also.
Yep.
Then they lose.
Yep.
Then the same thing last year in a down year, right? And here they go again, right? He's about to make the playoffs for 3 straight years. His first 3 years in the NFL. It's impressive. It's impressive what he's been doing so far. And here's Martin Collins, who goes, I miss the days when we used to shout out, we want Dallas. Now we're going to get him. Do we really want them? I think on effort, yes. And I think there was only so much we could do to keep up. That game went about as well as I thought it could, including factoring in NFC East fuckery. Kid, your reaction?
I'm not going to say the game could have went as well as because I thought we could have won. And I
just didn't think that was a possibility.
I thought this one is a could have win. Last week against Philly, I didn't think that was possible. This one I did think, and it goes back to I look at the time of possession, I look at those fourth downs. If you stop them on any one of those fourth downs, different outcome possibly. If that's all you need, right? Or if the time of possession is a little bit better because we can run the ball a little more efficiently, or Chris Rodriguez is in there. I think you're right there. So I want Dallas all day, every day, man. Fuck these guys. I want all this division. If it was up to me, we play Philadelphia every goddamn week. I want the benchmark.
And rounding out the comment mailbag, Tony. Tony OG. Wow. JJ played about as good as he possibly could, in reference to Josh Johnson, our starting quarterback yesterday. He went 15 of 23, 198 yards. Ball had some zip coming out of his hand. 39 years old? 2 carries, 10 yards as well. For a third string, looked damn good. So it was good to see him perform and the offense perform. What'd you make of his performance, K-Dot?
Yeah, I know. I thought he did. It's a third string quarterback. Did you see what Max Brosman did with Minnesota? And they won, but Jesus Christ.
Or Chris Oladokin or whatever his name is. Yeah.
I liked him at the end of that game.
At the end, yeah. The end, he was a bit interesting.
They got really interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't rooting for Kansas City, of course, but I needed to be right.
I get that.
Travis Kelce, I think he's coming back.
You think he is coming back?
I think he's coming back. I don't think anybody wants this season to be the last taste in anybody's mouth. I think this frustrates them. Now, do I think next year they have a better shot at anything? Not really. But I don't think anybody wants to leave this particular way. I think they make the playoffs next year, but I also think that division is a lot hard. My whole thing was that this incarnation of the Chiefs needs to be redone. Especially from a defensive standpoint. Like Chris Jones jumping off sides, to me, that's the Kansas City season. That's where they're at. Is you got these dudes that are awesome and what the fuck you just do? That's what's going on. Dumb shit was that? And it's no real explanation. It's just, it's time to jostle some things, to move some things around, you can't just keep trotting this thing out and thinking that the only thing you need, which is what I feel like Kansas City's entire philosophy, or anybody's philosophy about Kansas City, is as long as they get a receiver for Patrick, they'll be fine. And Rashee Rice is about to be that guy. They need more than that.
The play where he jumped offside, if I remember correctly, was going to be a direct snap to the running back. For the direct snap to the running back to be a hard count, I think speaks to how well coached the Denver Broncos are. Right, because it's hard enough to do with your quarterback. So to do it with a running back, because once I saw them lined up like that, I was like, they can't be hard count. That's way too difficult to do. You're on the road, etc. And they caught him. So it's hats off to you on that prediction, obviously, and then just hats off to the Broncos themselves because they're executing the vision. And Sean Payton's got these guys, really, really well coached.
Sean Payton's the absolute he's the epitome of me of the guy I fucking hate, but I wouldn't mind him being on my side because I think he's a hell of a coach. I just don't like him. I just don't like Sean Payton, but I do think the dude can coach, and I do think the connection he has with Bo Nix is that's perfection. And when Taysom Hill's there next year, Lord knows what they're gonna do.
Oh, Hall of Fame eligible potentially, Taysom Hill. I don't know if you saw that on X. So a lot of people are asking me about Taysom Hill's Hall of Fame eligibility. Bitch, who's asking you about Taysom Hill's Hall of Fame eligibility? Seriously,
I think we should let one guy in every 5 years as just athlete.
Well, then Taysom's got a case,
right? I think Percy Harvin's up there. He's up there. There's some guys.
Yeah, but Percy's got a Super Bowl moment, for example.
Percy still to this day, he's a top 5 athlete I've ever seen play football.
Oh, he was ridiculous. It was just migraines and concussions. No, other than that, he was just, each time he was on the field, he was phenomenal.
No, and he's also I haven't alive that long, but and I didn't really see anything in the 90s.
I would put Dante Hall in the Hall of Fame. Some of those punt returns, oh my goodness.
Yeah, Dante. That's the return stuff is where you start getting the.
Dante Hall already in the Hall of Fame? Actually, hold on one second. He might be.
Hester is.
He's got to be.
I would think. I know he's been a finalist at least.
No, he's in the Chiefs Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, and that is honestly, the more I think about it, that I'm going to go ahead and throw that on the flu talking. That is disgraceful, that comment from me. Dante Hall was one of the best returners of all time. Of course, he was Hall of Fame eligible. He's not just a random athlete. Like, Dante Hall was that fucking dude.
Yeah, but B. Mitch needs to get it.
Now, that's true. B. Mitch does absolutely need to get in. So does London Fletcher. Like, there's some ridiculous snubs.
Yeah, I would just say from a kick return standpoint, I still think it's an absolute travesty that B. Mitch isn't in for as long as he did it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Joe Jacoby as well. Also got to be in.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Commanders players need to be in, those are probably those are the guys.
Those are the guys.
Yeah.
And this was the show. This was District Divided, a DC sports podcast, more specifically a Washington Commanders podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode, Mildly Unhinged. I am Amit. That is K-Dot. And if you enjoyed this episode, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and K-Dot.
I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. I hope your weekend is not like Friday. I don't know if anybody's like working today or what it is the vibes are as far as today going into the weekend, but I hope everybody's like keeping a positive attitude. There were some positive things to look at as far as the team. You don't need to beat your wife or anything. And then share this shit.
Share this shit. We greatly appreciate you guys. Hope you guys had a wonderful celebration yesterday, if you did in fact celebrate, and a happy holiday period overall. And so we look forward to seeing you guys for our final game preview of the season coming up. And we got the all 22 review coming with that. And then we'll
Your boy wants to go on vacation.
Yeah, same.
I'm talking about spending the entire month of March in Seattle.
I said same. Yeah,
Yeah,
what's the problem? No, I'll see you there. Yeah,
We're gonna drop down to one episode a week, man. Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, we will be transitioning to one episode a week, but we'll also have our playoff picks. We would love to hear your playoff picks as well once that bracket is out. And so until then, take it easy, everybody. We'll see you next Friday, 2 p.m. Pretty sure that should be fine. Yeah. Tentatively.
New! Introducing Snowflakes, the sweet taste of powdered sugar in every puff. Our hyper mascot, Emmett, can't stop tearing through town with a blizzard of flavor. Sugar Trail! One bite and you're caught in the Sugar Rush! Snowflakes, a blizzard of sugar, not cocaine. Seriously.
Man, fuck those Cowboys. Broke back bitches.